Hi everyone, I'm Shauna and welcome to the channel. Welcome to another day of Vlogmas. Today's video is a bit of a fun one. I am going to be talking about how I spend my $100 gift card at the drugstore. I have been accumulating a shopping list for the drugstore since probably July, and there have also been items on my wish list since last year. So I compiled my shopping list, I took my gift card, and went on my merry way down to the drugstore, and now I'm going to share with you how I spent my gift card and kind of do a little bit of a haul. This isn't a strictly, wow, look at this thing next. I'm going to be talking you through why I made these purchases and like why these things. I think this is fun because I don't very often kind of indulge myself or allow to buy myself things for fun. I do still sometimes feel a little bit uncertain about doing that, so that is going to be part of what I'm sharing with you today, how I feel about a for fun purchase. Honestly, my hair, like, I don't even know how I feel about this look. It does feel like a look. Well, let's get into it. The first thing I picked up is actually a foundation that I used to really like, and it's the Revlon Color Stay. Back in the day, this did not come with a pump, and I did get it in the shade 180 Sand Beige and in the matte finish. Now, I was convinced that I was gonna get the CoverGirl foundation, the one that I recently finished. I got to the drugstore and they had a decent shade range. I think there was 20 shades that were available, and they're really clearly labeled as like warm, cool, or neutral, which honestly, the drugstore doesn't really do a good job of that even still. Like, they can have a good shade range, or I mean, the drugstore has gotten better at having a greater shade range or more shades, but they're not always as well labeled as when you go to Sephora. They'll just be names like Sand Beige, and by the name you can't always tell if it's warm, cool, or neutral, and you know, finding a shade at the drugstore is really hard. So I went to the CoverGirl range first. That was like one of the first things I went to go do. The shades available that were like light, they were not good. I was like taking 3 or 4, and then I was like moving them into the light, and I was like moving around the store and like trying to figure, none of them like matched at all. The colors, in my opinion, were very weird. None of them like were even remotely close, and I was really disappointed in the undertones. So I did not get that foundation. And just in the next display over was this guy. And I actually remember really liking this. And I used this exclusively for a couple of years, which is a memory that I didn't quite remember until I looked at it. So this does have SPF in it. Love it. And it's looking maybe like a little dark for me right now. I don't know how great the light is gonna look. Slightly dark. Like ever so slightly, but I'm kind of fine with that at this time of the year. I like myself with a little bit of color, even like, I think I don't know how well it's gonna show up, but right now, like, my skin tone matches my neck really well. I think actually my face looks more yellow than my neck on the camera, but in real life it looks pretty good. And so this one is like very similar, and I think it'll be okay for most of the year. And quite frankly, I am just really excited to try this old formula that I used to love. And I do personally like to have maybe 2 different foundations, especially to mix. So you have one that might be a little bit lighter, one a little bit darker, then you can like custom mix your shade throughout the year. But then also I do like different formulas. And I have personally found, I think this might be a little bit shocking, but the Fenty foundation is a little too matte for me. I'm kind of happy to have this. I do like having a staple drugstore foundation. I think as well, I just like to know what my favorite is at the drugstore, because I'm not always in seasons of let me buy the most expensive thing. I think I said all I need to say about this. And this was $14.99. The next thing, okay, I'm gonna save the 3 most practical purchases until the end. Okay, the next 2 things I'm gonna talk about are maybe the things I'm the most excited about. I got the Maybelline lifter glosses. I got them in Reef and Silk. Now, I have watched just about everybody's video under the sun. I've watched like every video out there on people who have like similar skin tones to me. I do know these are really beloved glosses. Now I bought one and then bought the second one separately. And like I did buy a couple of these things at a second purchase. So I bought 4 things at once. I bought one gloss, I bought this, and then 2 other things that you'll see. And then I went again. So I bought one and then I tried it out and then I bought the other one. I've learned my lesson. So this one is Silk. Some of you, I remember talking with some of you in the comments that you didn't like this smell. This smells pleasant. Like I'm smelling almost like a holiday cookie. This one is Silk. I think it smells really beautiful. And then this one, so Silk Reef. Reef is coming off as more, I think, coral on camera. It's looking much more like white based pink in person, whereas this one is looking, I think, a little bit more plum, a little darker on camera than it is in person. I think both of them are like really special, and they were, when I first tried them, they're way more opaque than I thought they would be. I'm gonna put on Silk now because I think it's like kind of close to what I'm already wearing. Ooh. Gosh, that is so smooth. I think I'm the last person on the planet to try these. This formula is honestly amazing, and okay, I'm getting too excited here. There are some things in life, some makeup products that just get so hyped up. And I was a little worried that because I had waited so long to get these, that they wouldn't live up to the hype, that I would just, they would be more hyped up in my head than, and they wouldn't live up to it. This lives up to the hype, or at least the hype that I've built up in my head. And these are purely, like, these are not practical. These are things I have just really wanted to try, and I have really felt like I would like, and I was right. I love that feeling when you like come to know your preferences so well, and so many of you were like, Shauna, I think you would love this. You were right too. I am like overjoyed to have these, and I want to get more. Like, I'm just kind of riding the high of like finding a lip product that's really stellar. I'm not gonna go out to the drugstore and like run out and buy them. That's not practical. But now I'm just like, oh my gosh, these are so beautiful. Wow. Now I bought another lip product. I bought 4 lip products, which is like a lot. I know. Some of you are probably gonna be angry, but like it is what it is. And these list for a long time. This has been on my list since September. And so here's the thing. I'm gonna just have to show you what it is. This is the Super Stay Ink Crayon by Maybelline. I honestly think my favorite drugstore brand is Maybelline. They are the brand that I've consistently liked the most from. I liked their lipsticks. I love their mascaras. There's a few that I've really liked, although right now I'm really enjoying L'Oreal. I guess now like their lip glosses. There's a lot that I've really liked from the brand, and I think like going forward, if I'm going to like try something from a brand, it's gonna be Maybelline. But I'm not into blindly trying things. Anyways, the color that I have is Stay Exceptional, and this color caught my eye because of, I don't even know how it came up in my feed, but I saw this on a girl. There it is right there. And she absolutely raved about this shade, and I put it on my wish list back in September, and I have wanted to get it since. And when I was compiling my list, I wasn't looking around in notes. I was just like, okay, like what do I need first? What is a replacement? And then what would be fun to try? And this automatically came up in my list because I remembered really liking the color on her, and she raved so highly about it. And she did a video on it too, and I ended up watching the video, and that's why I was like, whoa, this looks really beautiful. There's another color that she liked, but it reminded me of a Bite lipstick that I bought recently. And this is a formula that's not so new at the drugstore, but is new to me. I haven't tried it. This has to be like 3, maybe 4 years old at this point. I'm thinking 2019, maybe even 2018, and I have not tried it. So this is like She called this a neutral bold, and one of the reasons why I watched her video is because she has a really similar skin tone to me. And I've really been getting into this particular aesthetic, which I've talked about in my fashion videos, this kind of romantic, I think almost preppy aesthetic, and she really embodies that. And so when I see somebody who has makeup that belongs to that aesthetic, I don't always see that like in the my regular life. So when I see somebody who has an aesthetic that I like and she likes this product, it helps her create that aesthetic. That is one of the reasons why I was drawn into this lip pencil. I'm just going to talk about the last lip product, and it is this lipstick from Maybelline. It's called Red For Me number 382. There she is. I've actually worn it already. I don't know if you can see that, which is a little bit rare for me. So I have a video that's going to be coming up later than this, and the impetus for that video and also this particular product is creating a capsule of bold lipsticks. And I really wanted to create this lipstick capsule of bold lips that can serve me all year round. Something that is small and curated, but like packs a punch. And one thing I felt like I've been missing from my own makeup capsule collection is a cool toned red, a classic cool toned red. I have a red from Pat McGrath, but it's more warm tone. And I've been missing, and I've actually been feeling that missing from my life. So I decided to go for this one. It's very creamy. Look at that. I think it's really beautiful. And this is already a formula I know that I like, that I already own things from and have for years. And I felt really confident that if I liked the color, I knew the formula would follow. Like it would be good. It was a formula that I trusted. So I instantly fell in love with this color, and I feel like personally my bold lip collection is complete. Like I don't need a single thing more, and this was the last kind of piece to the puzzle. So I have no regrets about it, and you'll see that video a little bit later. You know what, let's talk about the replacements now, and I'll leave two fun products for last. The first replacement is this setting spray. This is the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. I've been looking for a new setting spray because I personally have come to really like them over the past maybe 2 years, and I'm just about finished with my Urban Decay setting spray, and usually I would prefer to wait a little bit longer until I've actually finished the product, but because I kind of had this little opportunity window of time that just felt like it's okay in this instance to get it early. I was looking for something that was matte, and this was among some of the highest rated out there. There was a couple that I could have picked from. There was a Maybelline one I was interested in, but it was kind of expensive. So just, I guess, for more prices, these glosses were $9.99 each. And then this was $13.99. I did not wait for a sale, by the way. And here's, I guess, the perfect example of like I would buy it full price. I actually don't have a Shoppers all that near me, and so I don't have a car either. So to go to a Shoppers is like a bit of a special occasion, and I don't get to go all that often. So a window of opportunity opened, and I took it, and it was like you either go on this day or like you probably don't go for the rest of the year. So I took my opportunity and I went. So I was fully willing to buy all of these full price. So none of these were bought on a deal. And I think that kind of says something because as well, I have this wish list. This is the replacement I chose that, like, you know, was a good price and also had good reviews. This had something like maybe 1,500 reviews, something like that. It was very highly rated, so I'm gonna give that a try. The next replacement is this Maybelline Fit Me Powder. I got it in the shade 10 Fair Light, or like here. And now I finished my Glossier powder, surprise, and I do have one powder left, which is this Nude by Nature powder. I wore it, oh, here we go. It's warm too. It is very dark. I wore this on my face the other day and on my under eyes, and what happened was I set my under eyes, take off my glasses, and like right all up here, it was a different color than the rest of my face because I had set my under eyes with this powder and then only did a light dusting over the rest of my face. It was actually quite embarrassing. this just doesn't fit. It's for the summer, so I have no pressed powder. So I decided to buy this one. And if you've been on this channel before, then you might have heard me talk about the Marcel powder. Marcel is a Canadian brand. I just decided not to go with that one. It is very big, but it just is not quite the right color to wear all year round. And I just want to find a staple powder that I can just rebuy and rebuy and rebuy that I know will just fit my color, or like has multiple colors that like I can transition throughout the year. So this is gonna be my powder I'm gonna try. I'm also, by the way, gonna bring you a video that later on is going to be a full review of all of these products. The last practical thing I bought is this e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer. Many of you recommended to me an eye primer, and I have been pretty anti-eye primer for years, and there was a couple on my radar. The Maybelline one, the CoverGirl one, and then this one. I'm gonna have to try it. I'm not fully sold on it. I don't know. I just watched it. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna try it. We'll see. Like, I bought it because it had pretty good reviews, and also I was hoping to take a look at all three of them, but this was the only one my drugstore had. It didn't have the other ones. So I did buy this with my own money. I actually bought both of these with my own money. There wasn't enough in the gift card, but because these were practical things, I was perfectly fine doing that. So I'm gonna have to test this out. I think I might have got interrupted in my own thought, but many of you recommended an eye primer to help with the creasing and to make some of the blending and colors pop. Many of you talked about that in response to my NARS palette video. So I've never used an eye primer before. If you have any eye primer tips, leave them in the comments below. But I think there's going to be a learning curve either way with an eye primer. So I'm just really curious as to what my experience is going to be with an eye primer. The last things I bought are blush. And the first one is this Burt's Bees blush in Shy Pink. It's looking a little bit more cool toned on camera than in real life. In real life, it is a little bit more warm. So I have been looking for a mauve blush for quite a few months, and this is the one time and time again I've been coming back to. I've gone to the drugstore to take a look at this one on a couple of occasions, and this is a formula that is also pretty highly rated as well. So this is the one out of, I think these ones have been on the wish list the longest, and then this one has been the second longest. This one has been on the wish list for probably 6 months, and I'm just like, I haven't tried on the cheeks yet. I am hoping it's going to be good. I prefer a matte blush, and my research shows me that this is a good formula that is well loved, and I'm just hoping that the color will be nice too. Now, the last thing I bought is a second blush. I ordered this last product online, and here's the product photo that I used to buy this. Look what came in the mail. This looks nothing like the product photo. I'm gonna swatch it for you. I think that this blush color is incredibly beautiful, which is why I decided to keep it. I had it sitting there for the longest time, not the longest time, for a couple days, and I was just looking at it and I'm like, first of all, if I keep the seal on, then it can still be sold, like somebody else could buy it. And so I didn't want to touch it if I didn't think I would like it. But from what surprised me the most was that it just didn't look like the picture. But once I got past that, I was like, whoa, this is actually really beautiful color that is super unique. And I don't really need more oranges or more mauves. Like, I have a couple now of each, and this is just like a standout color that I think will be perfect for winter. And I've had a color like one of the Glossier Cloud Paint, I think it was in Haze, that was meant to be that kind of berry in from the cold blush, but it just didn't translate because of the formula. And I think this is the perfect kind of replacement that just matches my coloring. That is like, would be the kind of color that I look like when I'm in from the cold. This just is maybe the thing that is the most surprising. I really like this, and it's really smooth and really pigmented. It did blend out fairly nicely. This is one that you could just do like one dab it and then blend out, and it would be a really beautiful blush color. So that is my mini haul, and I look forward to bringing you a review of these products in the coming weeks. So I do just want to say, just like for clarity, I said that I bought things with my own money. This was the last thing I bought with my own money in an online order. So that is everything. So I'm really pleased with this haul because to me it's a good mix. You have items that are practical replacements, items that have been on the wish list for months, and then just some like things that are fun to me. So that is it for today's video, this super fun drugstore haul. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you again around here soon.